Sunday.
Yeah.
I've had a bath.
And you cut his hair, didn't you?
I cut my hair, yeah. Well, I think the
couple
seen
of
that. I
days.
scalped
Yeah,
it.
it's looking. No, yeah, I think it looks nice.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Not better that it's shorter at back. I mean, it went down here, wasn't it? Somewhere.
Well, yeah.
And we had a real good day yesterday, didn't we?
With Mick.
Mick came.
We did.
And we chatted and had lunch.
You made a delicious curry.
Veggie curry, yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely. And then we went down to the Owl.
There was a bikers
meeting going on there.
Yeah, little stalls and we didn't film that, did we?
No.
I did think about it when we were inside, but by the time I thought about it, I think they were packing up.
We got rained off.
Yeah,
anyway.
we got rained off, didn't we? So we run inside.
We had to run inside to be met by a band playing. Very, very loud.
Yeah, they were good. They were good, but it was just
a bit too
loud.
Yeah.
That you couldn't actually sit and watch them because it was like vibrating in your tummy, wasn't it?
Well, the seats were vibrating.
Yeah.
The bass were a bit too loud with the bass.
It wasn't a massive room, was it?
No.
But there were only 3 of them. Bass, lead and drums.
Yeah.
They were very
Midnight. Good. I think their name is on a thing at the back of them on a little bit of film that you've seen. Yeah.
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 That were pleasant. There were a band on.
Yeah. But we went into the other room and got into the corner and then Tracy and Trudy turned up. So we had a good night.
Yeah,
we had a good day and a good night. It was lovely.
We must have arrived there at about 3 and we didn't leave, 10.
10. I know.
Just sat in corner talking, weren't we?
Yeah. I had to stop drinking at about maybe 8 o'clock, I think. I'd had enough. Couldn't drink no more.
Yeah. And now we're only on Cokes. So, and I didn't have a couple. We missed out a couple, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because give us sons a rest.
Yeah.
Mick went from lager to whiskey.
Aye. I had to ordered him a taxi.
Yeah.
To take him home.
Yeah.
And that were all right. He got home safe and sound.
Yeah. I think he had a good night. I think,
he enjoyed it.
Yeah, he said he did.
He really enjoyed it.
Yeah, he said a bit different to usual.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a music lover.
No, he's not.
No, so. And he's a bit deaf in one ear, isn't he, I think?
Yeah.
So he eventually he couldn't hear out, could he? What band?
Really loud.
It was loud.
Yeah. Tracy's been looking at me at the PDF document that I've. I haven't printed it out. I've downloaded it. I sent it to Tracy and she's been looking at it. And I thought I were near the end.
There's still a lot to do.
There's still a lot to do. There really is. So it'll be a while yet before it's ready. And I had some comments because yesterday I mentioned difficulty getting on a site, even in an obscure part of England, where it's not particularly touristy. And had a few helpful suggestions from you about things, and I just wanted to make our position clear with regard to these suggestions. Somebody suggested getting a jackery. I've thought about jackeries a lot and thought right into it, but it's just that I know who you watch besides us, because it tells me, and we're not like, I mean, we're probably the oldest, so we're not as energetic. We don't run around
driving around everywhere.
Yeah, those happy days and travel trolls and young family. There's roaming Ratfords and roaming Rooks or something. They're kind of younger than us, and it's like a holiday. I know travel trolls live in their camper, but they are younger than us, a lot younger than us. They're 30 years younger than us. Well, no, 20 years younger than us, aren't they? They're in the 40s. Like that, yeah. Well, 30 years. We're in the 70s.
Yeah. So
the way we live in the van, which is what we do, we live in the van. We're not on holiday. It's more relaxed, more leisurely.
Yeah.
And Pat watches quite a lot of television, and I'm on the computer a lot. So if we were using a Jackery, especially, I mean, maybe in the winter, we'd get away with it, but to stay, we don't move around all the time. We go on a site and we stay there maybe at least 4 days, maybe a week.
So we're not using as much juice.
Yeah, we're not using as much fuel. And for us to use a Jackery and do what we do in the van, we'd exhaust the full power of a Jackery overnight. Well, through the afternoon and into the night, and then the following morning, when you want in the heater on and thing, it would
drain it.
It would drain it, and especially in the winter when you don't have the sun. And we don't want to be moving around all the time, recharging. So we'd have to keep going on sites. So the only way it'd work is if we just had an odd night on a wild camping, free camping, and most of the nights on site. And is it really worth it?
I think it'd defeat the object, wouldn't it? If you're saving on site fees, but you're
spending it on fuel.
You're spending it on fuel driving about, and then you've got the added thing of trying to find somewhere to empty your cassette. And
that's something else people don't realise. We fill a cassette every day, and it has to be emptied every day. Whereas when you're younger, you don't.
No.
So, and that's another thing that you have to take into account.
Yeah.
The other suggestion was the pubs, staying in a pub car park.
Yeah.
Which we have done. But once again, when there's two of you, nowadays, I mean, the cost of meals and drinks now, you're spending 35 quid. If there's two of us, get a meal and two drinks, drink each, 35 quid. You can't be doing that every night. You can maybe do it every now and again.
Yeah.
So that's why we don't do a lot of that. If you're single, if you're on your own, you can do it. What's it going to cost you? 12, 13, 14 quid, and it's no more than a site. Well, less than a site. Yeah. Nowadays.
Then you're spending your fuel as well, driving to somewhere
then you're
else.
moving out because you've got to move every day. Yeah. So yeah. So I just thought I'd bring that up with you. But thanks,
Yeah, thank you.
For
we
the
have thought about
suggestions.
Jackeries, haven't
Yeah,
we?
we have.
We thought what we'd spend on a Jackery, we could spend a bit extra on sites.
Well, you are getting an inverter. It's an inbuilt inverter with a Jackery.
Right.
Whereas when you're having to convert your van, we have got an 100-watt solar panel on the roof. No, it's just one 100-watt solar panel, and we've got one lead acid battery, 110, is it amp hours battery, and the solar panel charges both the leisure battery and the engine battery. But we haven't got an inverter in the van, and we haven't got a B2B, I think you call them, to help recharge the battery when you're driving quicker. We don't have any of that set up on it. Also, the heating system is the inbuilt heating system in the motorhome, which runs on gas if you're not on an hookup. Gas, expensive and difficult to find sometimes as well. That makes free camping for us a pain. If you had a diesel heater that were fed off the tank, the diesel tank, that would make it a lot easier, but it ain't. It works off a gas, and you're always got to, you know, looking around. Garages are no good. I know they sell gas, they're supposed to sell gas, but half the time they can't leave the counter to come and serve you, and they don't monitor how many canisters they've got in the cage. They think they've got gas, and when they check, they're all empty. So I've had a day when I went to 7 gas stations before I found somebody that actually had some gas and could serve us. So I don't bother anymore with petrol stations. I try and find places that sell gas direct.
Like a shop.
Yeah, there are all sorts of different kinds of places, but they're
better.
They're better. You can guarantee to get one, but you have to ring before you set off if you're wise.
Just to check.
Just to check. Make sure they've got one, the size you want. Yeah. So yeah, so that's that.
Yeah.
That bit I wanted to just go through. And in me, Tracy and I were talking this morning about, in the book, there are various pictures of different things. Tracy said to find a letter from the pile of letters, you know, those 300 letters that we read out. I've transposed them into books, but I've still got the original letters. And to find one with the airmail envelope and take a photograph of a letter with the envelope across the corner and put that into the book, so that there's an original letter that the books, the letters that we're reading out are taken from, which I thought was a good idea. Apparently I've got to contact somebody about an ISBN number. I've got to buy a number and they'll send it to me, and I've got to insert that number somewhere in the book, presumably at the front somewhere.
On the back page.
Yeah, so I've got to do that. I didn't know about that. There's more to this book job than you think. And I'm having to do it all, whereas people who publish books generally do it all on a document file and
then
give
send it to someone else
somebody, and they do it all that. Where I'm having to do it. And it's damn hard work.
Because the system you've chosen on the computer, can't do that, can you?
Can't do what?
Well, send it to someone else to sort out.
Well, we have printed the PDF document out, but it means starting all over again.
Yeah. You're doing it.
Yeah. Right. The letters.
Where are you?
Folded it flat. Where do we get to? What's happened? Oh, just a minute. Here. It's here. So this is from me, and of course there's no date again. Darling Pat, I'm sorry to hear you are having difficulty finding money for the party. I am going to give you £1. Eh? As I
I'm went a long way then.
can't afford to lend you any more. £1? What on earth are you going to do with £1? I don't want the money back, but I will be annoyed if you spend a lot of money out of your wage, as the people who are coming won't appreciate it anyway. If it isn't enough, then we shall just have to do without the things we wanted to have. Oh, that as you mean to carry on.
Yeah.
I've been like that ever since.
Do without.
Do without. The journey back was all right, thanks, love. I am not bothered about Ian coming, Pet. If you want to invite him, then that's okay by me. No, love, I haven't had any more pain, thank God. I am missing you too, Pat. I can't wait for Friday, and I love you very, very much. There aren't many sweet and innocent girls in this world today, Pat, believe me. But I think it's wrong, Sandra letting that guy, blah, blah, fruity. If she got into trouble, she would regret it. I wouldn't worry too much about what the manager wants, love. If you made 100 pennies a day, he would still want more. So you just plod on and don't take any notice. Absolutely. This week has been just the same for me as usual, except on Monday night we went for a night drive at 9 p.m. for an hour. I am sending a letter to Keith at the same time as this one, love. Well, there doesn't seem too much else to say now, except I love you, and I always will. All my love from your fiancé, Trev.
Oh, that's a short one. That's from you and that.
This is from me, and all with no date. Another one. Darling Pat, the journey down was just as boring as last week. But never mind, I still can't wait until I come home again at the weekend. I seem to be missing you more than ever this week. I mean, it was a long, long journey on a bus. We never stopped. My post office savings book hasn't come back yet, but I have my fingers crossed. I'm broke today, so I'll just have to be satisfied with watching TV until Wednesday. Previously, I was ordered to open a post office savings account because the OC said I'm sick of seeing you in a perpetual drunken stupor. Wednesday was payday in the army. Oh, I put that as a sign in brackets. I've already mentioned that.
About him telling you to open a post office account.
Because he was sick of seeing me drunk. And that's why I've got this post office savings account. Yeah. This morning I sat my exam and I think I have passed. Must be getting on towards the end then.
End of the course.
Hope everything is okay at home, love. No arguments, I hope. Are you still making pennies, or have you been promoted onto something else yet?
I did get to do dresses.
Yeah?
There.
Well, you were a good seamstress. You had better cut down on that diet of sweets on a lunchtime too. Don't want you getting fat. Anyway, love, there's not much else to say now. Only look after yourself until Friday and don't work too hard. Give my love to your mum and gran. All my fondest love to my sweetheart, from Trev.
There you go. Who's that one from?
From you.
Oh, from me.
Yeah.
The next one.
Yeah, it must be getting towards the end of the course.
Right.
And then I had leave. And then I had to go back.
To Germany.
Oh. Hard. That was so hard.
Yeah. 6 weeks leave, 6 weeks training thing. You did that course. 166, I think.
Well, apparently, I did come back in the same year.
To do another course? What
To
did
do
you?
a class 2,
Yeah,
class 4.
I think you are. Anything that were going that brought you back to England, you were there in front of queue.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you had to do the next level to get to be commander, tank commander. Or more intricate things about code for map reading and slide X and stuff and lots of other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All interesting stuff, although I kept saying it were boring.
Yeah. I think you only thought it were boring because you wanted to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been boring if you could have come home every night.
I hated all my jobs. I never had
In army?
Well, I liked driving the tank. I didn't like the army. But
you always said it were a nice job, but you didn't like the firm you worked
for. Nice job, but I didn't like the firm. Yeah, but before I went to a joint army, I didn't like any of my jobs, and after, when I come out, it started all over again. I didn't like the jobs I did.
You used to like doing flooring with...
But that got out of hand with Harry.
With Harry.
It wasn't a very pleasant job.
You were good at it.
It allowed me to work weekends and odd days, and then paint.
And I used to go away at weekends.
Yeah, you did eventually. But it got so the tail were wagging the dog. It got so that I was working all the time and earning the money, but never having time to paint. And I got fed up with that and I had to cut it, slice it. Yeah. Yeah, that cut. Our lovely friends, the couple we met, who were helping to publish this book, they were always, when we were talking,
remarking slashing it.
Because that's what I kept doing on that interview, the big interview.
Oh dear.
That I had. Yeah.
Slash it.
All right. Well, that's 22 minutes. We're going to stop.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll see you all being well tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Right. Bye.
Bye.